This really does feel like an alternate timeline. Listen, even if you don't believe in dimensions and timeline, like even if you think just the Marvel world, so to speak, is made up, fictional, there's something just weird as hell about the one that we're currently on. From this point on, unless you see that man in a non-controllable situation, what I mean by that is unless you actually see him being caught out in the public and on video where there are just too many elements for them to be controlling, unless you see him in something like that, like the event is a real-time event, not, oh, Labor Day, I was just busy because like Labor Day, that's pre-planned type of stuff. Oh, we gotta do things to Venezuela, but you don't know what we're doing to Venezuela? Okay, that's a pre-planned thing. And when you say something like, if it's a bad thing, just assume it's AI, that's the truth. That right there is the truth. Because until we see you with our own eyes, not through the, it's gonna be hard to do that part. I was gonna say not through the lens of a camera's eye, because we all grew up on movies. We know better. And like I said, like my spirit was giving me Forrest Gump. It was like when I was watching it, it just said, remember Forrest Gump, remember Forrest Gump. I was like, oh, the layers, like an onion. I watched Shrek so many times with my students, going over the different elements of storytelling. But anyway, until we see him in something absolutely uncontrollable, like, say there's a 9/11 parade or something. So he's literally at the 9/11 parade, and random people who are not getting paid or threatened with their jobs can say, yeah, I saw him. Until that happens, assume every single thing they put out is unreal, and assume any military action is illegal, because he's not capable at this time, and he has not been for over a week. And that Venezuela boat thing is AI, because why would you do that? I don't care what you thought they were doing, whether it was smuggling things in or smuggling people in. I don't care what you thought they were doing. You don't do that. You don't blow up a boat of human beings. You don't do that. Not in this day and age, and definitely not like on our soil. I'm not saying America is not the bad guy. America absolutely is the villain in so many people's stories. Trust. As you hear them talking about a regime change, understand that that is something America does on a regular. Afghanistan is where it is because of American interference. Wait, Afghanistan, I said the wrong one. Iran. I don't know about Afghanistan. Well, we did stuff in there. But Iran is where it is, So, Iran, America took out the leader who was actually doing a good job in Iran, because America wanted something from Iran, and so it goes. And right now, America wants oil from Venezuela. This new pot of oil that was found, because America is manufacturing an oil dependency. We don't need it to the extent of which they are, they're trying to keep their money. They're trying to keep their money and their power from it. Think of how many oil barons will go broke. And if we're not going to war, think of how many short little white men with daddy issues would go broke. Because they all have defense contracts. Well, if we don't need you, then what? So, when I say assume everything is AI, please do. Including this one where they're backdating meetings that he didn't actually have. I say it out loud. down, and it's like hilarious. It's so freaking hilarious. Assume they are backdating meetings they didn't have. Like, I recently saw on the Bulwark came on while I was watching something on the Play channel, the Play Button channel. Y'all know which one I'm talking about. The one that is the leader of video channels. Anyway, so they came up in the next video, and they were talking about, yeah, apparently he had a meeting on August 27th, and this is the picture they released. And I'm like, okay, wait. But according to the thing that we'd already talked about, I think it was roll call or something, that he had no meetings on that day. And there's another video in my repost, I think it's in my repost, where I shared a video that a young man made about, like, they're backdating things onto his calendar to say he was busy, because they put the meeting on the calendar, but it wasn't there before. People have screenshots. There was no meeting. Now there is a meeting. And so they released a picture. So I'm like, okay, at this point, I've already seen 2 pressers that were absolutely shenanigans. I don't know what kind of words we can say anymore because we're so muscle. It's ridiculous, guys, when you understand how the digital dictatorship of these platforms right now, like how Google is absolutely unbelievable. They are scrubbing and cleaning anything that points to stuff, right? Points out stuff. But anyway, so the Bulwark shows this picture, and I personally do not like that channel, or a particular person on that channel. I think he was a former Republican or something, and really he's just still one. But he's just angry against the Orange Menace. But anyway, so I'm looking at this picture, and again, for this moment, I have this temporary deflation. I'm like, oh, the picture looks like really real. And I'm looking at this picture. Oh, and by the way, the leader of that channel did a fat shaming joke about the Asian guy there. He's like, yeah, he's sitting in 2 seats. I was like, you, for real? Like, you for real? Because do you want people sitting there making all these jokes about your sexual identity? I'm pretty sure you don't. So, you know what I mean? Like, to be fat shaming people. Okay, he still got a higher job. Like, I don't know. Anyway, so I look at this picture, and I'm like, wow. But then I go, what's wrong with her foot? Y'all, I'm going to insert a picture when I get home. I'm going to insert a picture of her foot. Of KKK's foot. I was like, on one hand, I'm like, how sloppy could you be? Everybody knows AI does smears, it does extra shades, it doesn't matter right now because it is just not 100% capable of, it's just enough to fool the human eye, basically. But if you're a human eye who's meticulous about detail, then it's not. And I'm going to put the picture, I'm going to superimpose the picture over this in a couple minutes so that I can release this. You tell me what's wrong with her foot. Y'all, assume everything they put out until you see an uncontrollable environment. Is assume everything they put out, especially if it's bad, is AI. They said it, quoting the guy. Assume it's all AI. Assume it's all tampered with. Assume it's all fake, just like 2024. Assume it all is. That is the only way to keep your sanity and then get mad about it. Y'all have a good day.